We all didn't expect this, of course, but I feel like with God, anything possible, everything possible. I don't feel like this happened, for no reason. All this is of course, fuel to the fire. And under no circumstance, we all know this shouldn't have happened. But we understand we're on the bigger and better things. Tomorrow's the day. We're going to be happy regardless. Legendary.
Now, before I start this video, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to thank the NFL on TikTok for this video. So what you just saw was Colorado quarterback Shedeur Sanders, which is Deion Sanders' son, hasn't been picked in the first round of the NFL draft. Now, there's been excuses. Let's just put it like that. There's been excuses from commentators that, oh, well, because they're not ready to draft a quarterback yet, which, by the way, they did, but thanks to the New York Giants, they drafted an Ole Miss quarterback, but I digress. But, they're focusing on other needs in this draft. I've been hearing all of this. And then you think about Shedeur Sanders' social media celebrityism. He got more celebrities than anywhere in the NFL. And then you think about Deion Sanders' impact of this. Deion Sanders is basically mentoring not only Shedeur Sanders, but also Travis Hunter, which, by the way, he's been selected with the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 2 pick overall. And we'll probably get to that later on, but we're talking about Shedeur Sanders for a minute. So basically, we all thought that Pittsburgh will pick Shedeur Sanders at 21. I think that's what they picked at 21 last night. And unfortunately, they passed him. Now, I know that the second and the third round is today, earlier this evening, and we're going to see what's going to happen with that. But it's basically showing you how the NFL is when it comes to prospects. Now, before this is happening, Shedeur Sanders was expected to be the top 10 or the top 15 pick of the NFL draft, right? And so now, since he's out of the first round and going to the second round, which is going to be later on this evening, it's going to be interesting what's going to happen. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's what happened with, Jalen Hurts, and you see what happened with that and other quarterbacks before Jalen Hurts, before anything else. But the fact of the matter is that why would you ignore or look over Shedeur Sanders unless there's some personal vendetta grudge against Deion Sanders, his father? It makes perfect sense. But then you didn't do that to the Mannings. Remember when, this is a couple of years ago, and some of y'all haven't even born yet, but for people that remember what I remember, how Eli Manning at that time in the NFL draft, and this is why I said this is so much privilege going on, and who you pick and choose of which player you like and you don't like. So remember, Eli Manning, during that time, he basically just got drafted, with the San Diego Chargers, which, now it's LA Chargers, but back then it was the San Diego Chargers. And then he said, I don't like the team. I don't want to play for the team. Archie Manning himself said, I don't want to play for the team either. So what they did was they talked to the New York Giants and they swapped quarterbacks, right? Because remember, they swapped quarterbacks, and then so Eli went to the New York Giants, and I forgot the other quarterback that was with the Giants. Now he went to the Chargers. But my point is that the Mannings have their way, and then the NFL accommodated them. But when it comes to Deion Sanders and his son Shedeur Sanders, it's a problem. And then y'all overlook his talent. And the thing of it is that Shedeur, you see how calm he is? Like, look, God is, going to bless me regardless of what happens. And he's calm about it. But the fact of the matter is that the NFL, why are you wasting a talent like this? And we all thought Pittsburgh was going to get him, but they overlooked Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh sort of overlooked him, and so now he's out of the first round, and now he would enter the second round. Now, we'll never know what's going to happen in the second round. Maybe, Pittsburgh might get him in the second round, or Cleveland might get him in the second round. It's still everybody's ball game, but it's kind of interesting when you basically going after one player who's related to one of the most dominated players in NFL history, which was Deion Sanders. And yet, you didn't compare that to the Mannings and how Eli feels that he don't want to go to the Chargers, end up with being the New York Giants. But that's crazy. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.